Helping hand, the Southern Californians assisting the people affected by a powerful earthquake overseas. And a disturbing TikTok trend of stealing cars for joyrides has some vehicle owners worried about their insurance, but there's good news for Californians. Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. More on those stories coming up in a moment. But first, Governor Newsom is calling for a federal investigation into why Californians are seeing such high natural gas bills. In a letter to the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, the governor wants the feds to look into whether market manipulation or anti-competitive behavior is what's driving these high prices. Meantime, millions of Californians will soon see a credit of $90 to $120 on their gas and electric bills. This comes after the State Utility Commission voted to speed up the California climate credit last week. That spring-like weather is here to stay, or at least for now. Meteorologist Philin De Leon is here with more.
Hi there. Well, here's the view from San Pedro, where today we had beautiful sunny skies and clear conditions. Winds were a bit breezy, and that offshore flow will continue through the rest of the week, so we can expect more views like this. But this is also going to cause the temperatures to warm. By Thursday, we're going to see highs about 10 degrees above normal. If you're a fan of the warmer weather, enjoy it, because this weekend we have a pattern change. Here's the weather setup. An area of high pressure is moving into the west coast. This dry, sinking air. Well, we're not going to need the umbrellas in the short term, plus the winds around this area of high pressure will help boost our temperatures. Look at the trend in Van Nuys. We're going to have 70s on Tuesday, Wednesday 78, then on Thursday 81 degrees, so very warm for this time of year, but then a big change over the weekend with a drop in temperatures and a possible chance for rain.
Rescue crews are desperately searching for survivors in Turkey and Syria after a 7.8 magnitude quake and several powerful aftershocks. The heartbreaking death toll keeps rising. More than 5,000 people are confirmed dead. Thousands are injured. 6,200 buildings collapsed, and buildings are still falling. More than 7,800 people have been rescued. Countries from all around the world are dispatching teams to assist in the rescue efforts. Among them, 80 men and women from LA County's Fires Urban Search and Rescue Team.
These men and women and these dogs of the LA County Fire Department are really going to go place themselves in harm's way to save lives, to dig people out, and to help with the recovery.
Also headed over there, dogs trained to find trapped people. The team is expected to be in Turkey for at least 2 weeks. Turkey has a history of seismic activity, and the fault that triggered these quakes is similar to California's San Andreas fault. Seismologist Dr. Lucy Jones explains.
I mean, Turkey, it's like California. We can see the really big obvious faults, and they move really quite often. So Turkey has an even more intense history of earthquakes than California does. This is not a surprise at all, but like for every earthquake, we can't tell you exactly when the strong one is going to happen.
These earthquakes should be a wake-up call for all of us to be prepared. You can find a complete list of how to get ready on the NBCLA app and NBCLA.com. New surveillance video is revealing more about the deadly police shooting of a double amputee in Huntington Park. Police identified Anthony Lowe as the person in this video taken from a Shell gas station. They say he gets out of his wheelchair, he stabs this man before he wheels away. Police also released this video, and you can see police officers knock Lowe out of his wheelchair. Lowe then proceeds to hobble away from officers, and at one point he's seen raising a knife. That's when officers shot and killed him.
So many other options than executing him on the streets. We have criminal justice system. We have courts. That is where he should have been tried.
Lowe's family and his attorney say he was dealing with mental health issues. The LA County Sheriff's Office is handling the investigation, and the Huntington Park Police say they are fully cooperating. If you own a Kia or Hyundai, your car may be at an increased risk of getting stolen. It's a bizarre trend that started on social media, and now some insurers say covering these cars is becoming too expensive. The I-Team's Carolyn Johnson looked into what that means for drivers here in California.
They've been racing down streets across the country, terrorizing neighborhoods. It's a frightening TikTok trend, people stealing Kias and Hyundais, most often just for a joyride. Thieves snagged Eva Arce's 2015 Kia and dumped it just a few miles from her Ontario home hours later.
How can somebody just take somebody's hard work, like just leave somebody without a car.
Experts say the cars are easy to steal. They use a steel key or turn start ignition, which does not contain an engine immobilizer, a chip that helps prevent theft. Last year in LA alone, thefts of Kias and Hyundais were up 20% from the year before.
Cars get stolen all the time, but this one particular method has been popularized online to the point where now it's impacting lots of different people in lots of different cities.
And now some insurance companies say it's too expensive to insure the cars, and they're increasing rates or not issuing new policies. But here in California
drivers should not be worried.
Mike Soller with the Department of Insurance says the state has to sign off on any rate increases or non-renewals. And before it would do that, it would take a closer look at the data to confirm it's necessary. He says insurers have not approached the state about any changes to policies on these cars.
California drivers have strong consumer protections under our law. And whatever is happening to insurance in other states with these vehicles, it's not happening here in California.
So for now, good news for Kia and Hyundai drivers. For the I-Team, I'm Carolyn Johnson.
Inflation has been putting a strain on many families' grocery budgets. With food prices up more than 10% across the board, it won't be cheap to throw Super Bowl parties this year, but it's not all bad news. The cost of chicken wings is down more than 20% compared to this time last year, and it'll be less expensive to make your guacamole. Avocados are 20% cheaper thanks to a strong crop from Mexico with increased plantings and improved supply. But beer is going to cost you 11% more this year. Soft drinks are even worse. They're up 25% because of the uptick in ingredients and shipping costs. All the rain we got in December and January is good news for wildflowers and poppy blooms. However, the city of Lake Elsinore wasn't too happy with the crowds the last time we saw a super bloom, so city officials are trying to get ahead of them. In anticipation of this year's crowds, the city closed Walker Canyon Road and has already posted no parking signs along nearby streets. Tens of thousands of people crowded into the trails there 4 years ago to see the bright orange poppies blanketing the hills. But neighbors complain that tourists clogged up nearby roads and the 15 freeway. More crowd control measures are in the works. All right, we want to tell you about incredible friendships in Orange County. 4 lifelong friends are connected by the same kidneys. So that's Christine Morales on the right and Debbie Thompson on the left. They've been friends since they were 8 years old. They got married around the same time, had kids around the same time. With countless sleepovers, family vacations, and dinners together over the years, Debbie and Christine have been more than best friends. But when Christine had kidney failure back in 2014, Debbie, without an ounce of hesitation, gave her best friend one of her kidneys. Well, what's more incredible, when Christine's husband, Ron, needed a kidney 7 years later, Debbie's husband, Brad, stepped up and gave him a kidney as well.
I mean, we dedicate our lives to Brad and Debbie only for the fact that, I mean, it's just, we're one now. We are one now. You know, as 2 couples made into one. And we would give them anything and everything. And we always say that. We don't know how to repay you.
How bad they needed it and that we could provide that for them. It's just such a great feeling.
Happy to do it. It made all the difference in the world to them. I mean, really nothing to me, you know.
This is such a beautiful story. That's what friends are for. It's been 4 months since the couple's second kidney donation surgery. Brad and Ron are doing great. They're just fine. They say they feel stronger than ever, just as their friendship. So beautiful. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4 weekdays from 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with the traffic reports throughout your morning commute. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.